This is the Scary Movie Clubcast.
Live from the Fort Magruder Hotel, it's a Scary Movie Clubcast. This is Amanda.
Mackenzie.
Megan.
Nadine. And Nadine.
She's not going well at all.
Makes it sound like there's someone else.
Like Nadine
And the ghost.
And Nadine.
Oh boy.
We're sleepy.
Here we are.
And tonight we watched The Grudge, the American remake, and I'm gonna give it 3 out of 5 unnecessary white people.
Oh, higher. Higher than the
I
original.
just really like Sarah Michelle Gellar. I don't know what to tell you. I love her.
I'm gonna give it, I guess, 3 out of 5 white people. I thought it was like a good production, but I don't like it. We know this.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give it a 1 out of 5 white people.
Yes, my vote, and I feel very similarly on
We
this.
do about the
One
the
white
original.
person.
and-
Get those white people out of there.
That's right.
Too many of them.
There's way too many.
For a movie set in Japan, that is what you call whitewashing at its prime.
I
no
don't.
kidding.
I don't like it.
So as I mentioned earlier, we're staying at the...
Those are disembodied footsteps. But they're of a child.
Yes.
Yeah, but it's a real person, not a ghost.
Yeah, if only it were a ghost. Would be preferable. So we are currently in one of the rooms of the Fort Magruder Hotel. It's supposed to be one of the haunted ones. 'Cause that's what we requested. And I'm going to give you a little bit of history about this location, and then later Nadine's going to tell us some ghost stories. So the hotel was built in 1971 and renovated in 2017, and it's on the grounds of the Williamsburg battle, which took place May of 1862. The hotel also houses a small Civil War museum with artifacts, which I presume are all haunted.
We saw them earlier.
Yes. It's very nice.
Cool.
But also, by small, we literally mean like one case.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Very tiny.
Not extensive.
If you remember, this battle happened around the same time as the first battle on Cold Harbor, which we talked about last season? The season before? Just don't remember.
Season
Last
2.
Season 2.
Season
Last
two.
season.
Yep.
Which left spooky skeletal remains there in time for the second battle at Cold Harbor. Fort Magruder was a key piece of defense of the Confederacy during the United States' Peninsula Campaign. The intent of the campaign was to move west from the Virginia Peninsula to eventually take Richmond, the Confederate capital. The Confederate Army was commanded by Brigadier General John B. Magruder, a.k.a. Prince John. That was his nickname.
Magruder!
Is he a real prince, or that was just a nickname?
No, it's
he
just a
had?
nickname.
Okay.
He got the nickname because he was so well-mannered and of his social grace.
Is anyone else thinking of the
Fancy.
Disney movie? The Fancy Bear? Am I making this up in my mind?
I've never heard of
Uh-oh,
it in my
Mandela
life, but-
effect. Uh-oh.
That's Google something.
So I'm not sure why the fort was named after him, other than he was the boss.
Good enough reason.
He's not what you would call a winner. He
Oh.
didn't win a lot.
Oh.
No.
Well, that's subjective.
Was he well liked? Maybe that's why it was named
I mean,
after
it
him?
seems like it. They called him Prince John, and it wasn't to be rude. Like,
Okay, so maybe that's why they named it. It's
So-
just because they liked him so much.
yeah. He was on the losing side of the Civil War, and he defected to Mexico, became a citizen of Mexico to help the Emperor of Mexico, who was put in power by the French and then overthrown by Mexico's pre-existing government. You know, before the French came in and tried to ruin everything.
Yeah.
And then afterwards he tried to return. He returned to the United States and was mostly a guest lecturer about Mexican politics. Yep.
Interesting.
The fort itself is significant because of its location. Close by it is where 2 major roads join on the way to Williamsburg, which is a great place to try and capture if your end goal is taking Richmond. So the Union is working its way west, driving the army east. My computer just went to sleep. How rude. When they get to a prim and proper Prince John.
Don't say it like it's normal.
Well, that's how he got his nickname. It was for his social grace.
Prim and proper.
Prim and
Was.
proper Prince John.
Something you should know about Prince John is he was a military man. He graduated from West Point, but his true passion was acting.
Aww.
I met him.
Interesting.
I love affair for the stage.
Yes. And you're probably thinking, what does this have to do with anything?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's relevant because his flair for the dramatic served him well during his time here at Fort Magruder.
So Dahmer would be good.
Yeah.
Instead.
John was outnumbered when the Potomac Army rolls up with 40,000 men. He only had 13,000 at the time
Ooh.
within the fortifications.
These are not good odds.
So he used his acting instincts and put on a show.
No, he didn't.
He
They
did.
started dancing.
If only.
Wow.
That would be
It's a musical
amazing.
number.
He did not.
No, that
That's
would be
crazy.
amazing.
Won them
No,
over with
he
his tap.
he had the company just march around and like do drills and stuff out front to make it look like there was more and like make a lot of sound to make it sound like there was like a lot of dudes behind the wall. There weren't.
They're like, we need this army to sound like 100,000 men. So get
Yeah.
to yelling and
So-
stomping.
The
That's
leader of
crazy.
the Union troops who were coming in was like being very cautious. He's like not taking big chances like that if he thought the fortification was full up with dudes. He kept moving forward but did it slowly. But the delay gave the Confederacy time to build up fortifications and reinforce things on the way to Richmond to slow the Union Army and like divert them or whatever. And so eventually the two armies meet in Williamsburg for the Battle of Williamsburg on May 5th. It's generally believed that there wasn't a real winner. That's just kind of like a stalemate. And so between the main event and then the pre-battle skirmishes that happened, 1,682 Southerners died and then 2,283 Northerners died. At the time, the North like hailed it as like a huge victory, and the South said it was like a really valiant effort. Like they kind of didn't see it as a win, but they were like, but we didn't really like lose, like because we still stopped them. So another thing that they found here is kind of not related to the battle at all. During an archaeological dig in the area, there was a witch's bottle found under a hearth. I know. I was like, wait, what's that? Why
I'm
was it there?
listening.
What does it mean? Tell me everything. Can I make one?
Oh, what are the ingredients?
So what it is, it's made to catch a witch/evil spirit to protect you from like a curse. A witch's bottle is a smallish bottle filled with stuff like hair, fingernails, or the bodily fluids of the person it's made for.
How do you acquire
Any
those
fluids?
bodily fluids?
Well, you make it. Like you would make it, or like a witch would make it for you. Like someone would make it for you to protect you
So it's
from
your
something.
bodily fluids.
Yeah.
I
So
see.
you
Your
put it in there
hair,
to be
your
like, it's protecting
clippings.
me.
I see. So you spit in a vial,
Mhm.
put some hair in, and
Mhm.
some fingernail clippings. Okay,
Yeah.
I got it.
Okay.
That's
And then you also would want to put like metal nails or needles in it with dirt or water to impale or suffocate the witch, just spirit, when it's caught in the bottle. And then you seal with wax or some type of resin, and then you bury it on the property or under the hearth of the person it's made for, or hidden in their house. It's like a protection thing. So you just like kind of like put it there, catches it, leave it there, protects you.
Sounds like fighting witchcraft with witchcraft to me.
yeah.
So the one they found was a jade blue bottle with metal nails in it, and it was made in eastern Pennsylvania because of the seal that was they found on the bottle. So presumably there was a Union soldier who came into town who thought he was cursed. So could be a curse.
Interesting.
And that's all my history. All right, Nadine, tell us some ghost stories, please.
Key sets will vanish from staff's possession, like they'll have it and then it will be gone. And maids who stay in the hotel rooms at Fort Magruder, they would eventually report seeing like apparitions and witness furniture moving on its own.
I don't like it.
Looking at you, chairs.
Yeah. Which when we got here today and we came in, I like was talking to some of the people who worked here, and this one girl showed us a picture on her phone that was from a different girl who works here, had texted it to her. She was working late at night, no one else was here, and in the chair that's like in front of her about 10 feet away, she could see something like on top of it, and in the picture it looks like a little ghost cat sitting on top of the chair. It was real cute. And then another person that I spoke to when we got here today was telling me that, I'm sorry, I'm trying to pull up, I like texted myself the information to make sure I wouldn't forget. She said that room 302 is like the most haunted room because it's out of order, and it's been out of order for like forever, but the front desk will receive calls from it.
Oh, I hate that so much.
But here is going to be like even creepier. Because she said this, I was like, ooh, I want to like just like go see, like stand near it real quick and see. There is no 302 down there. There's no room 302 down there.
What?
It just isn't there. It doesn't exist.
What, just disappeared? That's why it's out of order? Because it disappeared?
It's weird because There's
just
like
goes 301.
304, and then there's on the other side 303, and then 301, and then 300. It's very odd.
Oh, that is weird.
Yeah, creepy.
Oh, I hate that.
And then the same woman, she said that she's been working here for like over 3 years. She said that she heard voices in the foyer at midnight, even though like no one was here, and so no one would be down. Like everyone that was here was upstairs and asleep. No one was on the ground floor. She said that she heard the door to the restaurant open and close, and like she was so sure that she heard it that she called security to go and like look around, but no one was there. Ghost, just the ghost. One maid returned into the room she had stayed in the night before, where she lost her keys, and asked the ghost, which was believed to be of a gentleman who died from a heart attack on the toilet in the room, supposedly. Although, you're gonna hear some of these where they say that, like, someone died, and I didn't see any evidence of that.
Yeah, no.
So, anyone where they're like, of this person who died in the hotel, I never saw any evidence that someone died here.
Yeah, I specifically looked up deaths in the hotel. Nothing came up.
Same. So it's not impossible that it did happen and we just can't find the evidence of it, but it's also very possible that it's just part of the tall tale. Oh, but so, who had apparently died of a heart attack on the toilet in the room, she kindly asked him to return her keys, and then she found them lying on the floor behind the toilet, but she had already searched there minutes before.
Never staying in that room again, that's for sure.
One night, a couple staying at the hotel had a big argument as the woman's expensive necklace had disappeared. The couple had searched for the piece but didn't find a trace of it anywhere in the room. During the next search, the husband found the necklace in the drawer he had just looked in. Maybe he was just angry and he was hiding it. He's like, you know what, I need to go to bed. Other stories provided by those working in the hotel involved tourists who awaken in the middle of the night to gaze upon a Civil War soldier standing in their room or even sitting on their bed.
Ew, no.
One woman saw a red-headed Confederate officer in her hotel room one evening who promptly vanished before her eyes. She was so scared, she demanded to get out of the hotel and into a new room. Down in the lounge, one morning, the doors were unlocked and broken glass was strewn about the place. One employee who used to work at night told of an encounter she witnessed one night when a Civil War soldier entered the lobby, walked across the room, and simply walked through a glass window.
Ew.
She was very relieved when she was switched to the day shift.
No kidding.
There were a couple reports of, like, rooms getting cold very suddenly, and, of course, the classic, like, people with the light orbs in their photos. Oh, man, there was this one video I watched, and this isn't so much a ghost story, I just thought it was very funny, where they had, like, a spirit box thing, and they were asking the ghost questions, and, in the video, like, he would ask it a question, and then no sound would really occur other than the obnoxious noise of the spirit box, but not, like, any speaking, and he would just write on the video, like, whatever answer he wanted you to think that the thing had said, and I thought it was very funny. He just kept writing, like, disembodied voice. I was like, it's not that.
No.
In some of the YouTube comments on some of these videos, I saw one where the guy was like, I stayed here with my girlfriend and her daughter 2 years ago, and I felt a tap on my leg while I was sleeping. When I woke up, both of them were fast asleep. And someone else who worked here said that when she was cleaning rooms, she would get the really uncomfortable feeling that she was being watched. There were these people, Forgotten Explorations, they're on YouTube, and they came here like twice recently within like the last year or so because they felt like it was a really active place, and their video was, I don't know, interesting. It was funny in a sense because first off, they could not find their hotel room. They were struggling so hard to find it, and I was like, have you never stayed in a hotel before? Like,
They probably
read the
had
signs.
302 as their room, and they were like, why can't we find this hotel room?
It just cracked me up. Like, they were really struggling. Ooh, they did. So they would, like, leave cameras on and stuff in the room while they were going to go explore and stuff. And there was one really good part where the camera caught their bathroom door shutting by itself.
I hate that.
It was creepy. Oh, and then they had, like, a couple instances where their batteries would just, like, on their cameras and stuff, would just suddenly die even though they had been at 2/3 battery like a minute before and
Wow.
stuff like that. It was very odd. They personally felt like room 253 was the most haunted, they felt like.
No, they know.
Well, just based on their little like exploration, that's where they
Okay.
felt like it had the most activity. Because
Okay.
they had, I don't think that they had a spirit box. They had one of those things where it's like measuring
Electromagnetic waves.
Yeah, exactly. And stuff like that. And they thought that room 253 was where supposedly this 12-year-old girl died of an asthma attack.
Oh, yeah. That also just measures electrical output. There could just be a lot of wires in that wall or something.
Yeah. Although sometimes I will say that, like, because so many people in their videos had these, it's like as if it will appear suddenly. So, like, they will have, like, been on that spot, and then they'll, like, go down, check the rest of the door, and then they'll, like, be back at a spot that they've already been to, and then suddenly it's, like, lighting up. Or they'll, like, leave it on a table, and they haven't moved it, and then they're just, like, talking with the spirit, and it'll, like, go off and stuff. I just thought this was funny, but they pronounced Rufus as Ruffus. And they ran into another paranormal team too when they came back the second time, just like by chance, and they did cup divination and like tried to communicate with the spirit, which ended up being very funny as well because the paranormal people that they ran into were a married couple, and they started bickering because
Oh, no.
because they didn't have their medium stuff. And his wife was like so annoyed, and it was very funny because she was like, I can tell that this person is like angry and they want to pass through and they need help passing through, and he's like, I don't have my frankincense. I can't, like, I don't have it. It was very funny. I was dead. But the reason that Forgotten Explorations came back anyway is because after they left, like a week after they had stayed in the hotel, the main guy had this dream, but afterwards he's like, I'm not even sure if it was a dream or like what was happening, but he saw a woman who was in all black, and he was like, I can still see her so vividly. He was like describing her with like this mole and this like scar and stuff, and he said that it was like she was trying to talk to him and like explain things, but he really couldn't understand, and just at the end of it she was like, come back. And so that's why they like came back and specifically got the room that they felt like was most haunted and did the glass deviation and all that stuff. But
Had he recently just watched the movie Woman in Black?
I don't know,
Because maybe that influenced his dream.
maybe. And then also not really much of anything, but when I was in my room for a little bit, I don't even know why, but I specifically noted as I was leaving my room that the little like thing was on the back of the door in case you wanted to be like, oh, don't disturb. And when I came back into my room, it was on the floor right in front of my door. And I found that just to be like a little bit odd.
Maybe it fell off when you closed the door.
Well, yeah, obviously Virgo. That could be what happened. And I'm just saying that it was a little bit weird.
Yeah.
We all know how gravity works. You're not smarter than us.
I wonder if anything spooky will happen tonight.
I know. We've already like mostly explored around, although we haven't like explored outside or anything. We could grab our flashlights. Genzie's like, pass.
I am personally scared because I just am very sensitive to ghosts, and
Do you want to bring your crystals?
I will have to.
How do you feel? Do you like feel
Did
anything?
you charge
here?
them with the moonbeams?
Okay, Amanda.
You are a good child, though. My friend the other day was like saying something about like how cancers can like stress him out just a little bit because he's so nervous of like offending them, and I typed back the meme that was like Pink Floyd, Dark Side of the Moon.
Yeah, and you definitely hold a grudge as a Cancer, so I definitely
Those
hold
water
a grudge.
signs be like.
I love my water signs. I don't know. I haven't like tried to connect to any ghosts or anything yet because
I wouldn't.
because it is a hot spot, so I don't know if I want to allow them to come in.
Don't they also have like a paranormal convention here?
Yeah, well, it's like a horror, sci-fi, paranormal convention. It seemed like.
Mm-hmm.
Seemed very interesting, and supposedly like a couple weeks after that convention and everything,
Things get
it'll
real
be
crycrazy.
yeah, it'll be more of a hot spot, I guess, because of all the energy floating around.
Wow.
A lot of crystals, I imagine.
Yeah. Well, I also brought my sage, so if it gets too much.
So maybe we'll come back and we'll do Jamestown, but we'll like schedule it then.
Just Snapchat. Don't worry, that wasn't a ghost.
The ghost is texting you.
Oh,
Be like, how dare you not believe in me?
That's-
Like, Mackenzie, hit me back.
I think it actually is kind of a ghost from my past, which is funny.
Oh, no.
Ugh, some guy I used to work with, but
Oh, okay.
I'll just tell you after we're done recording.
Yeah,
Oh, my God.
for the best.
That'd be hilarious. We'd be like, this section is called Mackenzie's Personal.
And we know y'all wanted to know.
Yeah.
They probably do. We're going to have to cut all this.
So
because if I were a
interesting.
listener, I'd be like, why won't you tell me? Maybe
Maybe
tomorrow, like, before we leave or something, we'll do, like, did anything else happen?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I was hearing some weird noises in my room, too. But also, the walls are very thin here.
They're
Yes.
extremely
So,
thin. They're
like-
painfully thin.
Yeah, and the doors close so loud.
Yeah,
Like, they
Yes.
upsettingly loud.
Slam.
Yeah.
When you left inside, you could have been fuming mad. The door slammed so hard.
And it's
I mean, I know
like
you
you're
weren't
not,
mad.
you know? You're just
The
closing
time when
it.
I left when you guys were awake, right?
Yeah.
Okay, when you guys were asleep, I, like, specifically tried my best to close it
Oh, no, no, no,
quietly, and
no,
it was
I
still
never
very
knew you
loud.
were-
No.
Gone.
Like, the way the door slammed is the equivalent of, like, someone storming out of a room.
Yeah. But that's
Oh,
just
yeah.
how that door.
Always
With
storming
that
everywhere
fiery
I go.
passion, baby.
I'm a firestorm.
I storm from room to room.
I thought from room to room.
Just like the ghost of the hotel.
You're just like Magruder.
Magruder! It gets funnier the more you do it. Just that's my brain. Been doing it all week. And you gotta picture Michael trying to defuse a bomb at the same time.
Also, I'm not doing any more history for Civil War battlefields. At least if we go, there's gonna be 2 more battlefields before I do another battlefield.
You're done with Battlefield.
I'm done with battlefields. They're boring.
In all fairness, this one tricked us. Because
It did trick us. We're like, haunted hotel? No, battleground. So mad. I was like so mad when I was doing the research. I was like, I can't believe this is a battleground.
You're like, I got
This is so
tricked!
freaking boring. I want to stop, but I should just
I hate
finish.
to inform you, you live in Virginia.
I'm aware, Mackenzie.
You're gonna have to travel far to get away from Civil War battleground.
I think the next haunted place that we should do is one of the, like, haunted wood places and do, like, a camping trip.
Scared.
Amanda's here for it.
I am
That's what
here
ups
for
the
it.
ante. Because I'm scared when I'm camping anyway, because it
Yeah.
feels very dangerous to me.
It
Like,
is
to
kinda
just sleep out
dangerous.
of doors.
Should we watch
between
Blair?
me
I'm
and the
a modern
creepers.
woman.
Do we watch Blair Witch before or after?
During.
the question.
Sure.
Yeah, I do love
Okay.
That's
it.
how you have to do it.
How
on
much
a
battery
laptop
power
with
we
your
bring-
nose
I know,
running.
Right?
Oh my gosh, flashlight on the face.
All right, we're gonna go explore the hotel a little bit. Probably go to sleep, and then we'll come back and we'll report back to you if anything happens or if nothing happens. Let's let you know.
We return a report. That's what we do.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Ingrained in our system.
Okay, so we just spent the night at the Fort Magruder Hotel. Nothing terribly spooky happened, but Mackenzie had some feelings.
Our resident cancer.
Oh my gosh, the way you said that was so pointed, like had some feelings. Like
We immediately know who the non-believer is.
I know.
Someone's a nurse sign.
That was so. Yes, I have feelings, Amanda. I think most of it was fine. I didn't really have any experiences when I was asleep because I really was like tired, ready to go to bed. But what was that floor that we went on?
It was
It was the third.
Third
It was
floor.
our floor. Yeah, it was just the opposite end of it.
Yeah, we went to the opposite end of the third floor because we were in like the hundreds, like 305 area. And when we went into the other area, it was just like an immediate presence you could feel. I could feel. I don't know. I like couldn't be over there for a long time. It was like overwhelming. And then as soon as we left that area, I felt fine. And then the second floor was mostly fine. And when we went over to the hundreds, like the 305 type area, 205, I like my ears started giving out. Like I couldn't hear anymore on this side. Like it felt blocked. And so
on your left side.
yeah, on my left side. Yeah, sorry, no one can see me. So that was like a weird feeling to me. It was just like it felt muted on my left side, and it felt like something was like near my left side.
Weird.
But that was pretty much the most. I mean, room 253, I didn't really
Yeah, although it was odd that, so on the whole second floor, the ceiling is like weirdly low, like out of
So
nowhere.
weird. Like,
I could touch it,
clearly,
and I'm
yeah.
like Charlie Manson's height, like so short. And it's also weird because it's like as if they added in that ceiling,
totally
so it's
added.
clearly where they're hiding bodies. Clearly. But,
The only
You know,
logical
as
explanation.
hotels do.
Right.
Hide bodies in their ceilings. Yeah.
that's what you gotta do. Where else, Megan? Where else?
Obvious
Not-
place,
Not the
Megan.
courtyard.
No,
Can't bury him out there.
No.
ridiculous.
Some child will happen upon it. But it was weird that right in front of room 253, the ceiling was like messed up. Like
Yeah,
the
it was
thing
like
was like
ajar.
pushed up. It was odd.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then when we walked downstairs, we went into the courtyard, and it was pretty normal. Nothing really happened. But then when we came in, there was another new person at the front desk. I talked to literally every person that I saw that worked here. And this one told us that the little girl really did die of an asthma attack in this hotel. So that is not fabricated, and that it did happen on the second floor. So to give a little bit more validation to the people who had felt that.
Yeah, and she also said that people do see her ghost sometimes, so she had recommended us going to the second floor to see if we saw it, but we had already been there and we didn't see anything.
And we were so tired.
We were
Oh,
really
yeah.
tired.
We're still
It
tired.
was like, what, 3 a.m.? What time
Yeah.
was it?
It was
So
3.
after 3, yeah.
Yeah.
We left our room probably at like 2:50
Mm-hmm.
and walked around for like a good 10 minutes.
A good, like, 40 minutes, because we got
You
back
think?
into the room at, like, 3:30ish.
Yeah, we went down in the courtyard. We saw the
Okay.
earthworks.
Yeah, trust me, I was walking
The
slow.
earthworks.
Yeah, we did see some earthworks.
If all else fails, the Civil War did happen here.
Yes. We're basically begrudging Civil War buffs, because we go from battlefield to battlefield.
Amanda loves it. She can't get enough.
She's so thankful to be the researcher for them. That's the key.
Yeah.
No more.
But, so I did have one kind of weird experience while I was sleeping.
Ooh.
It's not too big, but like, and it's similar to what happened to me at Mackenzie's house, where like I'm sleeping and that's when I like will hear things. But so I was full on asleep, and then I had this dream, this little like mini dream, where all of you guys were like sitting on this couch and Pepper was there, and then I don't even know what happened, but like someone started a chain of events that ended in Mackenzie kicking Amanda off the couch. Like, I don't know how intentional it was or not, but I woke up to the sound of my own laughter. Like, I started laughing in the dream, and I guess I was actually laughing in real life. And so then I like woke up to the sound of my laughter, and then when I woke up, I really felt like I could hear someone like wrestling around in the bed next to me, like you know that sound of like when you're under the sheets and you like, and I was like,
Ugh.
and it was so frightening to me at the time that it happened that I couldn't even open my eyes and look, because you know I'm a
Yeah.
scaredy cat. I've been playing
Yeah.
possum. I'm like, if I don't
Same.
move.
Freeze.
But yeah, so that was pretty creepy, especially when it happened.
Yeah. I probably kicked Amanda off because she said, I have feelings.
Well, yeah, I think it was something along the lines of like Pepper scratched someone and Amanda said it was fine or something like that, and then Pepper jumped off, Amanda went to reach for him, and you just like gave a little helpful nudge, and I was gone. I
already
was
going.
so dead.
She's going. I'll help her out.
And I wasn't even sitting on the couch, I was like literally watching it happen in the dream. I was like, this is a perfect view.
Right. That was a fun little trip, guys. Can't wait to do another one. Well, thanks for joining us, everyone. You can follow our Facebook and Instagram and Twitter at Scary Movie Clubcast and subscribe to our YouTube channel. See you next movie night, and don't forget, there are 48 days until Halloween.
Goodbye.
Bye.
It's so bad.
The fact that we're just cracks me up.
Alright.
Live from the Fort Magruder Hotel, this is the Scary Movie Clubcast.
You were so close.
No, I wasn't saying Clubcast, right? I wasn't pronouncing it
We
enough.
all saw.
Let the record show.
Because it's audio, so they all know.
It's not my fault.
Future needing editing. This was not your fault.
Give yourself a pat on the back.
Live from the Fort Magruder.
Oh
hate this
no,
name.
that's how this
Just so
thing's
you
gonna
know,
go.
literally every time that I was researching this and I saw it, I would think of Michael Scott when he dressed up for Halloween and he was like, Magruder!
So every time I say it in my mind, I'm like, for Magruder.
Megan!
It's a miracle that we had it as long as we did.
The pause between Magruder and hotel
And the different
was
level
infinite. I mean, it felt like it went on
of enthusiasm
forever.
between the two. Like when it gets edited together and it's gonna sound like Fort Magruder Hotel.
It killed me, and I was like, oh, she's
Fort
not
Magruder
stopping. Oh, she's like, oh, it's Amanda. That was good. It's Amanda. So I was like, oh, we're going with that take.
But we can just pick up with you being like, Megan, and then the magic of cutting.
Thank you, editing.
What are we rating?
White people.
That was great. Dream of dreams. Oh, you
3 out
gotta
of
say it again, because I was.
I love
sorry.
that we're
It was
being
my
so
fault.
loud because everyone else was being so loud earlier. So I hope
It's our
they're
turn.
being like, I hope
I
that
hope
their
you
kids
enjoy
are
my
awake.
wheeze laugh all night.
I know. I'm gonna make sure that I'm laughing.
Sorry, I just can't
Did you
remember
hear
what
the
I
click?
left off. Yeah, I know. I've done
didn't
it
hear
4
it.
times already.
Yeah,
Have you?
You're okay. I just wanted to. She didn't know. I'm gonna
I
show
didn't
her
hear
when
it.
she does it the first time
Yeah.
too.
That's why I got mad at myself a 2nd
She'll
ago
be like
because I did it.
mid-sentence, and I'll
And
be
I
like,
was like,
"That's it."
"Ugh." When the Potomac Army
Oh,
arrived.
yes. Oh, I'm sorry. Really cut you
No.
off. Wasn't.
You just really steamrolled her.
I did. I was like, no one cares about you, Amanda. We stopped the podcast.
I love that it was like an afterthought that you were even talking.
Don't show me things and think I'm not going to comment on it.
No, it's fair. It's fair. I will take at least half the blame.
Okay, it's mostly mine. It's fine.
Hopefully, I don't do any Civil War research.
You know what we should start doing at some point? We should start ranking the spooky spots we go to, like on a spook scale.
Okay.
We don't have to do it right now.
Okay,
we don't
good.
want to, but I'm just saying.
So too tired.